Guys, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our SwiftUI tutorial series, and in this particular tutorial we are going to be taking a look at the text editor view in SwiftUI. Now, what is a text editor view? Well, this is used primarily for being able to edit multiple lines of text in a single, effectively, text box. Right? Screen readers, like a text field, will announce it as edit text and stuff like that. However, the main difference between this and a text field, well, the two main differences are, of course, this doesn't include any placeholder text or a label or anything like that. And that the text field only allows a single line of text when you don't have any modifiers attached to it. Whereas the text editor does, right? It does have multiple lines of text support without any modifiers. So let's get into the code and take a look at what the text editor actually looks like and how it behaves. So inside of Xcode, the first thing we need to do is we need to create some state, because the text editor, much like the text field, needs a state variable and a binding to communicate the changes in the text contained within it. So we'll say at state private var, we'll just call it text, make this a string, and set that as an empty string. Pretty simple. Inside of our body, then, we will have our text editor. So we'll say text with a capital T, editor with a capital E, and then this will take in only one parameter, and that is the binding to its text data. Right? So binding with a string as its generic parameter. So we'll say $, text, like that. We can save this and run it, and we get a build failure. So let's see, what did we do wrong? Expected right brace, it says. There we go. Alright, build succeeded. And so here we are. You can see that inside of our window, or inside of your iOS and iPadOS app, depending on what you're using to run your code, it just has a multiple line text box that fills up the entirety of your screen. And any available space, it gets filled up with the text editor. This sort of view, the text editor view, is perfect for a document-based application, which is possible to build in SwiftUI, but we're not going to be covering that, at least not right now, because we're just getting started learning SwiftUI. I mean, we're not even 20 videos in yet. But the one thing you'll notice is that, like I mentioned, there is no placeholder text, no labels or anything like that. And you also notice we didn't provide one. So if you do use this in, for example, a form where you're having the user sign up for something or whatever, you're going to have to provide a visual label yourself, so the user knows what the text editor is for. And there is one other issue, and that is when you use VoiceOver to try to focus on it, all you hear is edit text. You don't hear any label, right? So, you're not going to know what this is for if you're a screen reader user. And sure, you could have that visual label, and then when you focus on that, have the next element be the text editor, and that works fine. But a better a better way to do this, to ensure that the user knows what this is actually for, is to use the accessibility label modifier. All right, so inside of Xcode, we're going to go ahead and actually use this modifier. All right. All right. So let's go ahead, and beneath our text editor, we're going to say dot accessibility label, like that. Now, inside of our code complete, you can see it takes in a text view. All right. So inside of here, we'll say text, and we'll say something like, enter a bio. Save this, and when we run it, we get a successful build. However, you can see that there is no visual label for this. And that's because accessibility labels aren't visual things. They are for assistive technologies, right? The accessibility label just conveys that extra bit of information to assistive technology, so it can convey that to the user, so the user knows what a user interface component is for. Now, there are times like this. It appears this did work before, I believe, but it appears it doesn't work now. With a text editor, it appears the accessibility label doesn't work. That's something I'll have to submit a feedback report about. But what this is supposed to be able to do is it's supposed to convey to VoiceOver that we've labeled this as enter a bio. So it should announce enter a bio, edit text, but it doesn't. Right? So that pretty much does it for this video on the text editor. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.